Veterans, have you ever felt like the VA keeps denying your claim no matter how much evidence you send? Or if you've ever been told that's just impossible to prove, then stick with me because today we're cutting through that myth once and for all, okay? Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. The VA system is quite complex and sometimes it can feel rigged against you. You file a claim, you pour out your story, and then the letter comes back saying service connection is not established. Now you're frustrated. Now you feel like hope is lost, and now you are in despair. You start wondering maybe this just is not provable. But here's the truth: there are no unprovable VA claims, only unprepared VA claims. That's why you need to be getting the right help that you need to get. If you need help, reach out to us 904-605-0431. Reach out to us, info at veteransclaimservice.com. We are here for you to educate you and put you in the best position, honestly, integrally, and ethically to win your claim, to get the benefits that you deserve. Every condition can be supported with the right evidence, documentation, and narrative. The problem isn't that your condition cannot be proven. It's that the VA needs to see a specific connection, a link, a nexus between what happened in service and what is happening now in your life, occupationally and socially. They want to know the frequency, severity, and duration. And that connection, again, called a nexus, is where most veterans get tripped up on. Okay, so it's very important to understand that we're going to be going over every VA claim is provable, reviewing, okay, the current diagnosis, in service event, injury, disease, or aggravation, a medical nexus linking the two together, and documented severity, which is mapped to the VA disability rating criteria. You need to choose the correct VA service connection path to go. A strategy is key. Sometimes less is more. If denied, reattack with the right appeal lane. File an increase when symptoms worsen, or if you feel like you've been gypped, or pursue supplemental new and relevant evidence, higher level review if you need to. Closing the exact gap. Often nexus, current diagnosis, or severity are the key. Okay. The first gate you must clear first is, are you eligible? Before the VA even looks at your medical evidence, you must be eligible for VA disability benefits. What's your character service? Okay, generally honorable. Certain other than honorable general cases can still qualify. They can be complex, but still possible. Qualifying service, active duty. Some guard reserve periods count if you were on federal active orders. Find out if you were or not, if this applies to you, guard or reservist. If you're not eligible under the law, the rest don't matter. Confirm this first by looking at your DD 214, okay? Right? Here are four things that you must prove. Very important. Number one is a medical diagnosis of a disability condition. Whatever you're filing for, are you diagnosed? If you were diagnosed years ago, I advise getting an up-to-date diagnosis from your primary care provider or from the Department of Veterans Affairs, your primary healthcare provider. Number two, evidence of an in-service injury, event, injury, disease, or aggravation. What happened in service? What caused it? Okay. What is it? Okay. Next, number three is a nexus or link between number one and two, right? That's between the medical diagnosis and the in service event, injury, or disease of what happened. The nexus is a medical or scientific literature researched backed paper proving through cited resources and proof. The nexus, the establishment. If it's in your medical records, there you go. You have your nexus, you have your link, you have your firm foundation, your establishment. Okay. And if you are linking something secondary, you need competent medical evidence. Okay. And then the next thing, why treatment is so important, where a lot of veterans get caught up on and they aren't doing, is severity of your symptoms. You don't want to lie, but you don't want to minimize in terms of what is your frequency, severity, and duration of the severity of your symptoms. Veterans, ask yourself, am I getting treated for this? Am I complaining about it? Am I talking about it? How do you expect the VA to know what you're going through if you never complain, if you never talk to them? How do you expect them to know the frequency, severity, and duration of your condition and how bad it is? How do they know if you're impacted occupationally and socially if you're not telling them? Think about it. Get the help that you need. Very important. The current diagnosis, make sure it's documented in your medical record. Make sure that it's in your blue button report, your VA medical records. Make sure it's in your active duty records. Don't just throw mud at a wall. Okay. You need a medically recognized current diagnosis in your VA or private records, ideally within the last 12 months. Key gold nugget right there. Okay. Very important. If you have ringing in the ears, is it confirmed on on an audiology note? If you have back strain, do you have an MRI or orthopedic exam with an ICD-10 code? If you have PTSD, have you been seeing a psychologist or psychiatrist, and is it diagnosed by one of them or a qualified mental health clinician using DSM-5 criteria? If you have sleep apnea, do you have a CPAP machine? Do you have a sleep study? Is it up to date? If your last diagnosis is old, consider getting an up-to-date one to lock in your current diagnosis, okay? The in service event, injury, disease, or aggravation, showing something happened in service and being able to prove it, not just saying that it occurred, but being able to prove it. Or if you had a pre-existing condition that worsened beyond natural progression, maybe your back or your knee hurt before you got in, but because of service due to physical training, your back or your knee got worse. Okay. Some examples of that could be worse from in service, could be noise exposure, knee injury, burn pit exposure. Okay. During a deployment, track your location, track your dates. Aggravation, pre service asthma worsened during Iraq deployment, right? Now you need increased medications for that. Okay. Now you need more ER visits. Keep track of those records. Okay. Very, very important. When your service treatment records are thin, I want you to understand, use buddy letters, use unit records, use awards, look at your DD 214. Very, very important. Make sure you use deployment orders to back up what you're saying. The nexus, the medical link or connection between one and two, I want to break that down. What happens is a clinician explains why your current diagnosis is at least as likely as not related to the in service event or aggravation. This is the bridge. A bridge connects. That bridge wins or loses most VA disability claims. Okay. Very important. If you have migraines due to PTSD, okay, headaches begin after trauma in service, make sure you have medical literature that supports PTSD associated migraines veterans, and make sure it says that it's at least as likely as not secondary to your post traumatic stress disorder. If it's radiculopathy to lumbar strain, same thing. Current left or right leg radiculopathy is secondary to service connected lumbar spine condition, meaning lower back condition, secondary to, be specific with that as well too. If it's presumptive, make sure you point out, I was in Vietnam. I was boots on the ground. I have type 2 diabetes. The nexus is presumed because you were in the right location and you have one of the right conditions. Vietnam, okay, for example, and you have diabetes. Nexus is presumed once service exposure criteria and diagnosis are met, right? Ask for a reasonable nexus DBQ or letter that cites the facts, backed by proper medical scientific literature backed research. Think research paper, okay? Very important. If you need help, reach out. Look in the description of this video. Reach out to us. We can help you and point you in the right direction to get the proper nexus letter and DBQ that you need. Very, very, very important that you get a proper nexus letter. And before that, that you are going after the right condition, that it is the right path, that the strategy is correct as well too. Okay. Severity, frequency, severity, duration, three key factors. Frequency of whatever you're going through. Severity, how bad is it? Duration, how long is your headaches lasting? Very important. That equals your VA disability rating percentage. Every single condition on under the 38 Code of Federal Regulations or the M21-1 adjudication manual, the VA wants to know, how bad is your condition? How bad are you impacted? How bad is this veteran impacted occupationally and socially? They want to know. Again, they're not going to know if you're not complaining about it. Okay. 5 legal paths to service connection. Direct. It began in service. Okay. Number two, secondary, proximately due to, caused, or aggravated by another service connected condition like your back. And now you're going to do radiculopathy second to it. Make sure your back is connected, or PTSD, two migraines, or ringing in the ears, tinnitus. Make sure you're diagnosed and it's on your rating disability breakdown code sheet. Make sure you have that tinnitus, and then you secondary those headaches. If it's presumptive, VA presumes a link based on exposure, time, locations, etc. Agent Orange, burn pits, Camp Lejeune, Gulf War, certain chronic diseases within 1 year. Aggravation, pre-service condition permanently worsened beyond natural progression due to service. The 38 Code of Federal Regulations, additional disability from qualifying VA treatment, paid as if service connected. Okay. Very rare, but there's nothing that you cannot prove, okay? Just you need to know about how to go about proving it. Very important. Some VA claims are easier than others to get approved. There's over 1,000 plus or better rateable VA disabilities. I know the VA system can feel overwhelming. You might not even know what you're eligible for. Reach out if you need help, okay? We're here to put you in the best position to win your claim, okay? But some easy claims that you can get, I'm going to give you a few of those right now. I'm going to put those right here. Okay. Tinnitus, mental health conditions, presumptive conditions. Okay. PACT Act claims. Like I'm saying, you may not have medical records, but you might have been in the right location, might have one of the right conditions, okay, and you can presumptively connect it. So tinnitus, mental health conditions, presumptive conditions, musculoskeletal conditions, or migraine headaches. Those are pretty easy and some things that you can probably connect as well too, okay? Vets, I just want to make sure that you understand that as well too, okay? Very important critical factors that decide the approval of your VA claim: honorable discharge, qualifying active service, current diagnosis in your medical record, in service event, injury, disease, or aggravation, nexus opinion, okay? Using at least as likely as not, the tie should go to you, the veteran, when evidence is in approximate balance, 50-50 weighted. The law says grant it to the veteran, and severity. You need to have that condition documented to the VA rating schedule, frequency, severity, duration, and functional impact on work, life, social functioning. You need to talk about it. I know we're made not to talk about things, but we've got to be able to do it. If we do not do it, then it's going to hurt us. Okay. So we can't just suck it up like we're used to and what we've been trained to do. It's got to be opposite of that. And we got to come and we got to talk about our problems and get the help that we need. If you need help, every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m., we do a unity hour. We are here to help you. We are here to put you in the best position. We want to, we want to be here for you. Okay. Some claims are hard to prove, but not impossible. Okay. Every veteran should be rated for what they need to be rated for. Okay. How do you strengthen your weak claim? Get a nexus letter from a qualified expert, use lay statements, be consistent, get treatment. Your story has to line up. Your dates, your timelines, and descriptions matter, veterans. Inconsistencies can give the VA reasons to deny, but consistency builds credibility. Keep staying consistent. Very, very important. I hope that this video helps you guys tonight, this live stream. Like, subscribe, comment, share this out with someone that can use this information, and stay in the fight. Keep fighting, keep going. You matter. Get the benefits that you and your family deserve. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.